You know it's Strike Force, baby.
I had to hit up my plug. You can't finesse the finesse. No, you can't finesse the finesse. No, you can't finesse the finesse. No, you can't finesse the finesse. Ooh.
What's up, everybody? Today we're gonna try to do a little camo custom. We got a pair of these tactile green NMDs because they're almost all white. They got the tan here, and the green in the back. It's pretty close to an all white shoe. These are brand new, so the only thing we're gonna have to do to get started is just take out these laces. We're gonna deglaze the spots we're gonna be painting, which are gonna be these two square tabs, the back tab, and the tabs that hold the laces. So we're gonna make sure to deglaze those with Angelus deglazer, and then we can get started. Now we're gonna come in with some deglazer and some cotton balls and hit these two tabs where the laces go, these tabs, and this green tab in the back. We probably might lose this Adidas lettering either right now when we deglaze it or when we paint over it, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make for this custom. So get right into it.
Please hold.
Alright, we got them all deglazed up. We got our paint already mixed here. We got like a tan, a couple greens, and a brown. I'll have the exact mixtures of everything I'm using in the description below so y'all know how to make the paint. I actually got it from another YouTuber, exact mixtures of how to get the Bape type colors. We're not going for an exact Bape camo. So first thing we're gonna do with the tan, this tan also basically kind of matches this tab because we won't be painting the tab. Right now we're gonna do a base coat on all the tabs and the back tab, a couple coats, and this tan color we have mixed. So we'll just go ahead and get started. Alright, we got one very light coat on all the tabs. We're gonna go ahead and put two coats on these tabs before we get to the back tab and these tabs because we're gonna add something to the paint to get it to stick better to the back tab and this. So I'm gonna hit this with one more coat and then we'll jump on to these. Okay, we went ahead and hit these tabs up with two very thin layers of the tan color we're gonna be using for the camo. We held off on the back tab and on these tabs because we're gonna add something to the paint to get it to stick a little better. What we got is the GAC 200. Not to be confused with the GAC 900, this is the 200. We're gonna add this to the paint so it'll stick a little better to the back tab and to these shoelace tabs. Almost a 50-50 ratio with the paint. Mix that up and we can paint up the back tab and those side shoelace tabs. We're a couple coats in on the back and on these tabs. Now one thing I wanted to mention, I've been adding duller to all the colors. I'll make sure to put that on a note on the video earlier that I did add duller to all the paints. The other thing is while you're painting these tabs, these have a tendency to want to stick down like this once you take the laces out. So what I do is give these a couple coats, let them dry real good, and then after they're nice and dry, I take a paper clip and just put the paper clip through these holes like this and kind of go like that so that the paper clip is kind of holding those things up. Therefore, when you paint this, it won't fold back down and get paint on your material here. So what I do is just put that paper clip in, and now I'll go ahead and I'll hit the outside edges of these. Again, make sure the inside is very dry, or when you put the paper clip in and pull them in, you're gonna get paint on your tongue. So that's just one more thing. We'll go ahead and give this a couple coats and jump to the next step. Alright, next step we're gonna start with the actual camouflage. I did probably about 3 or 4 coats on these tabs here and on the back. Here I did about 2 or 3 coats in some places. I made sure to go a lot heavier on here because the laces will be rubbing against that, trying to get that off. I'm gonna start with the lightest. Again, I'm gonna be using a green, a darker green, and a brown. I'm gonna start with the lightest color and work my way to the darker colors. And basically you're just gonna go, if you want a certain camouflage, like you want an exact Bape camouflage, they do have. If you Google Bape camo pattern on Google Images, you can just print out one of those pages and go by that. Me, I'm going pretty random. I went ahead and I hit the whole shoe up with green patches. Basically just random. That's the good thing about camouflage. There's really no right or wrong. It's all about what you want. You might not like the way I did it. You might want to do it a little bit different, maybe bigger blotches. It's all a matter of preference. There's no right or wrong. Now that's our lightest green over the tan base. Now I got a darker green. Again, the mixtures will be in the description below. We're going to go ahead and hit the same thing. Same type of blotches all throughout the shoe, inside and out, with the next darker green, and then we're going to do the same thing with the brown. Simple as that. Okay, we kept it pretty minimal with the darker green. You can see we went ahead and got the blotches all done up on both sneakers with both the greens. One thing I wanted to mention before you move on to the darker colors, you kind of want to go back and make sure that you got everything filled in nice and solid. All your blotches are, you know, nice and solid the way you want them to look. Let me know what y'all think. Should I have kept it with just the one green maybe? I don't know, what color scheme would you have went? I actually have another pair of these same shoes that I'm going to be doing a custom on. I would love to hear y'all suggestions. You can see on mine, I left a little bit of spacing in between my two greens. You don't have to do that. That was just a matter of preference. If they overlap, as long as the other color is completely dry, it's not going to smear. You don't have to worry about anything like that. I just left that little bit of tan space in between them just because I like the way it looks. No other reason than that.
Inside with the game tight. Dip, stop, dip, stop, dip, stop, dip, stop, dip, stop, dip, stop. Look at the set. Dip, stop, dip, stop, dip, stop, dip, stop.
Alright, we got our brown patches done up. One thing we're going to want to do before the final step is go back over and make sure each color is filled in nice and solid. You know, it doesn't really matter the pattern of your camouflage, but you do want to make sure each blotch is filled in nice and solid. The last step, I do want to try out this new spray finisher I got, but I don't want to get the finisher all over the cloth. So we're going to go to a regular method, which is the Angelus matte finisher here. I mix it with some Duller, and we're going to go over just like we did all the paint, just a light thin coat, and this will just lock in the colors and seal it all in and make it official. Very, very thin light coat over the whole everywhere we paint it. This is the final step.
When I ain't had no dough just to eat, it's cause I put it in the Pyrex. I put it in my Pyrex. I put it in my Pyrex. Same clothes, no dough in the streets. It's cause I put it in the Pyrex. I put it in my Pyrex. I put it in my Pyrex. Put it in the Pyrex. Put it in my Pyrex. Put it in my Pyrex. No dough, same clothes in the streets. It's cause I put it in my Pyrex. I put it in my Pyrex. I put it in my Pyrex.
Call me Gucci, mine, no, you call me Gucci Gucci.